watch wine, and I'm Raya.
Champagne.
Teresa.
And Lynn.
This is our first coronavirus podcast.
Excited. It's our first virtual podcast, and we'll see how this goes.
Right.
Lynn, you got to wait on that.
My bad.
I think we can open a new bottle when we do our rating.
Right.
I got it ready. Don't worry.
Okay.
For me, at least.
All right. So today we are continuing with our Hunger Games series, and we are going to be talking about part 2, which is Catching Fire. And the book was written by who, Lynn?
Suzanne Collins.
Yes, thank you, Suzanne Collins. Don't have notes in front of me, so, you know. And I don't know who directed the movie. I don't know if anyone has that information.
Oh, my God.
So, anyway, I guess we could just jump right into the review.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll start. My review on this is book 2 was my favorite of the series. Wait, pause. We forgot to talk about what we're drinking.
I know that's right.
What I'm drinking, at least.
True.
Today is Rosé Day, because it's Rosé every day for Lynn. We are drinking Ruffino. It's a sparkling wine, rosé.
Seems like Lynn's been drinking a little bit already.
Rough it off.
Okay. This is my second bottle that I have just in case. So, yes, rosé all day. Anyways, back to the review. Like I was saying, the book 2 was my favorite of the series. And when they announced that what they were going to do for the quarter quell of going back into the Hunger Games, I think my jaw just dropped. I was just like, who puts them through this again?
I know.
Both Peeta and Katniss just went through it, and all of a sudden now they're right back in it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just, go ahead, Champagne.
Oh, I agree. I think this particular Catching Fire, I feel like it was still very accurate, just like the first one for me. My jaw did drop when they had to go back. I did not expect that at all. That was the furthest from my mind, is them actually going back into the woods or into the arena.
Right? And so it's crazy because, this isn't my first time reading the book. But for some reason, my heart was racing and all this stuff was going on when I read the book and watched the movie. And I'm thinking, Trivia, you've seen it. Why are you acting like this is brand new for you?
Exactly.
It was so crazy to me. I'm like, why am I acting like I don't know what's going to happen? But I don't know. It was just really exciting.
It's a very captivating book, and you just kind of race right through it because it's just that good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it starts off where they're getting back to their new normal life as victors, and you're dealing with like the loss of all their friends and other people that are their age, that they're traveling around doing their victor speeches, and finally Katniss is adapting to her new normal, and then boom, right back in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like we were getting this new version of Katniss and Peeta, and then it just spiraled out of control.
Although Katniss and Gale were doing a lot of kissing in this episode, more than what they said in the book. Just seemed like she was kissing up on everybody. Not that I blame her, because good Lord, that Gale.
Liam Hemsworth, yeah.
Just to go back and recap, Francis Lawrence is who directed Catching Fire.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Preparedness.
So, Lynn, you had mentioned when we were doing the review of the first book, you were saying how, maybe you and Champagne were talking about how you wish we could have saw the districts and to see like which one looked better and which one looked nice. I guess seeing which district looked nicer, kind of checking out like the class system a little bit in the districts. Yeah. So I found myself focusing on that and Catching Fire, like looking, trying to say, okay, let me see what the districts, but they didn't show them. So now you got me focusing on something.
They gave you a little bit.
Right.
Like a little bit of it, like when they first pulled into District 11 and they saw the giant like fences that were up with the barbed wire, and then things like that where it's like a little bit of variance, but all their town halls where they were speaking at looked exactly alike. So a little disappointed by that again.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it did seem when they talk about how they all were trained that there definitely was this sort of different status system with each district. So I would have made some variations, at least in the town hall area, to make them look nicer.
And I still really wanted to see the careers district, like District 1 and 2, and the 1 through 5 at least.
Yeah.
But how about that party at the Capitol? Good Lord, that was like Disney World with the fireworks.
Exactly. That's my kind of party.
The part that I loved from that party was when some of the people in the Capitol were talking about, oh, I'm so full, and they gave Peeta and Katniss that drink to make them sick so they can keep eating. Yeah. And their reactions in the movie were pretty much how I felt like, you just said, what?
Right.
My whole people are, like, culture from 12 are starving under a fence to go, like, hunt. And you're over here throwing your food up so that you can eat even more. How crazy. But their responses, like their facial expressions, perfect. Spot on for me.
Yeah.
I was actually looking forward to a couple of things they kind of cut out, probably irrelevant, but I was still looking forward to it for some reason. One being when Katniss ran into the woods and ran into the two...
yes.
What are they? The
two women that were trying to escape.
Yeah, one of the guards. I forgot what they called them.
Yeah.
And she helped them out and showed that their dynamic, you know, I felt like that showed more of, okay, here comes the rebellion for real. Like if these two guards are now rebelling, then it's a real thing. Like it would have came full on for her, I guess, mentally. She was like, oh my God, you know, that's what I was expecting to see anyway. And they left that part out.
They definitely muted it down when they walked into, or she oversaw that small room where they were showing videos. It was like, oh, well, something's happening. But if, like how you mentioned, the guards, if that would have been a face-to-face interaction with people from the other side, it would have definitely like hit differently.
Right.
I agree.
But wait, those two women were dressed up like guards. They weren't really guards.
Oh,
yeah.
Right?
They were refugees from one of the other districts, but to have that face-to-face interaction between somebody else from a different district, because like she was basically only in correspondence with like either 12 or the Capitol.
Right. Right. They don't really know what was going on with everybody else, you know, throughout the rest of the world. It's just they only know what they're told. And so that was pretty interesting.
But I wish that scene wasn't there. I agree with you, Champagne, because the whole description on how District 13 was fake because they kept showing the same scene with the bird that flies through. I think those girls, the ones that were like dressed up like the guards, they were the ones that were talking to Katniss about it. And I feel like that was a significant part of the story.
Yeah.
Along with her, after she left them, she realizes as she's walking back to her home that the fence was energized.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was big for me.
Yeah.
You know, see her get hurt trying to climb over the tree to get dropped down, and the guards were already waiting for her when she got home. She was scared. That whole thing, I felt
showing
like
a vulnerability too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was focused a lot more on the cage mentality. So it brought some of that drive back in. Like, wait a minute, we're literally trapped. There's nothing we can do.
Right.
And I think that helped motivate too.
Right.
So I had to make sure we were still recording because I needed to double check that.
Really?
Why? Not like that hasn't happened before.
That's never happened before.
Spoiler.
So how about that elevator striptease scene with the girl who
Joanna?
With Joanna.
Yeah.
She was just
I love her character.
But Woody Harrelson was hilarious. He was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Joanna.
Like the old person.
Joanna.
Joanna.
Oh.
And Katniss' reaction was spot on, as any woman would have been like,
What? Exactly.
Price thank.
I would have probably pulled out some ones and been like,
yeah, you would. That's true.
I was also disappointed by, at first, I was disappointed by Katniss' dress, for her Capitol dress or whatever, entry. I wasn't excited because she didn't set it on fire until like the very last moment. So I was like, okay, it's not doing anything. Especially the way they described it in a book. But then when she turned it on, I was like, oh, okay, there we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Right. But that wedding dress
oh my God.
Mockingjay thing, I was like,
yes.
That's what I was.
And how Caesar was like, what is it? What is it? And she was a Mockingjay.
Right.
Yeah,
Loved it.
that
so powerful.
Yeah.
My two most powerful moments in that movie was that, the Mockingjay moment, and the moment with all the tributes on stage and they kind of grabbed hands. That wasn't in the book, but it just showed like how powerful and united they were about to become. So I like the scene also.
And I have two also. Mine was when Peeta said that she was pregnant. Mind blowing. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant.
Because Haymitch just said, find some way to make the games stop.
Right.
And boom.
That was perfect. I did
the
not
darling
expect
of
that.
the Capitol, the star-crossed lover. There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it. And the heartbreak of this entire movie was Senna.
Oh,
Literally died. I was like, no.
Right?
Lenny's gone.
Especially after the speech and the conversation they had just had about, like, I'm still rooting for you.
Yeah.
And, like, he was still...
That's how you knew he was gone. You knew he was out.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Senna, he had that speech when Katniss was upset because everybody was crying around her, and she was just like, I'm sick of everybody crying. And he made that comment, and he said, don't worry, I put all my emotions into my work.
Uh-huh.
Like in the book, that was a foreshadow for me that, okay, this next dress is going to be like that. And then they didn't even put that in the movie, so I didn't kind of have that build up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, not to spoil it, but how he mentioned, his work, his emotions go into his work. The next, book that I was reading, because I couldn't stop.
I'm halfway through it already.
Just talking about his Mockingjay continuance. I love Senna.
Yeah.
I've already read it, so I do know what's coming, but I'm like, I don't know.
Y'all not spoiling it for me.
No, we're not going to spoil it. Don't spoil it for her.
No, I'm already halfway through, so...
Oh, okay.
I already started.
Check out Champagne, excited about this dystopia.
Yeah, that's very shocking.
Yeah, anyone in dystopia movies?
I'm like, what? Read a dystopia? Oh.
Don't spoil it.
I'm already halfway through the third book. Where's the fourth one? I want the fourth book.
That's funny.
And I have one last thing that I feel like they not necessarily left out, but in the book they were kept talking about it. Is once they had mentioned that she was pregnant and she was in the arena, they never mentioned it again. In the book, they did.
Yeah.
Finnick was mentioning it. It was like, oh, right, because you're pregnant. Oh, right, because you're pregnant, kind of thing. They never mentioned it again after they got into the arena. I wish they would have kept on reminding people that, remember, she's supposed to be pregnant, but they never did in the movie.
Like when she was trying to bend down and pick up something, he was like, oh, we should stop. So that's a good point.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
One of the things that I did love about this arena is, for one, like the whole concept of like the clock and how nuts and bolts were like the primary like lead people in it.
Yeah.
But just to me imagine that whole island spinning.
Right.
Like, can you imagine? You're already in this arena, trapped in it.
Right.
And next thing you know, you're like falling off because the island's moving. Like,
right.
What kind of science and witchcraft is this?
I would have broke my own neck after that. Like all the dangerous smoke, the freaking psycho monkeys. No, I'm done. Just drown me. I'm done. I can't.
You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go find me a berry. I'm gonna find some of them berries.
I couldn't take it. I could not take it. I was like, I'm a break. I couldn't take it.
I don't know. I just love this storyline.
I do too.
And the book two, Catching Fire, is still my favorite. Even like reading it the first time was my favorite, and reading it again this time, I couldn't put it down. I loved it. So
did we talk at all about the casting?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the casting continued from the first story. I don't know that there were any new characters, but
a couple
stood out in their own new ways. Like before in the first one, it was kind of like just Peeta, Gale, Katniss, and like her mom. And that kind of like stood out. Yeah, but like this one, like Primrose or Prim got like more of a responsibility and showing off that like when Gale was being whipped, how she could, under pressure, she might not have been in the Hunger Games because she was super young before, but now she's obviously aged over the year and a half that it has been, and she's able to jump in and help out where she can. Yeah. So people like that, to me, got more of a shine, you know?
Now, who was it that didn't like her mother? Did you like her better in this story now?
Rhea.
She's all right.
Well, what about the guy they added? He was the new, I forgot what they called the last guy who died, but he designed the arena this time. The game maker. Yes, I love it. He was a new character who I loved. I didn't like him at first, but at the end.
Well, because Seneca Crane's beard like really fit the Capitol, and then this new guy, you're like, but there's nothing Capitol-like with you. Which also, to me, hinted that he wasn't fully on the Capitol side because he wasn't fully embraced in like their overdone beard and makeup and eyebrows painted purple or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like the host, what's his name? Man, he cracks me up. Like he nails his character.
Oh, his giant teeth. I love it. He's always like, ha, ha, ha.
I love him as
so
an
happy
actor.
all the time.
I love him as an actor anyway. He's a great actor.
Yeah, that he is. He is.
He did a great job. And then Effie, did any of you guys check out her butterfly outfit? Because
my God.
She had the butterfly outfit.
There's so many of them everywhere.
Don't sleep on Effie because
look at that butterfly outfit.
You know I love that. That was my heart right there.
It was like, this just isn't fair.
It's mahogany. It's all mahogany. I loved it.
Yeah.
I swear that's gonna be my Halloween costume one year. I just haven't decided when.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We do that?
That's a good one.
Like a party and like have a Capitol party. I mean, we should have one after the quarantine's lifted.
Right.
I mean,
so that might be 2 years from now.
Could be.
I mean, technically, we're either in District 12 or we're in the Capitol, according to all those memes that have been going around.
I'm the Capitol.
You are.
If
we're the Capitol. We should have a Capitol party.
Yeah.
It's the capital of the nation.
But you know, it's crazy because we're clowning, but when you think about the situation that we're in now, it's like it makes these dystopias so real feeling.
Hence why
I don't like it. Don't like it.
Now you're prepared. You can kill zombies. You can fight the Hunger Games.
Right.
So you're ready.
I can survive.
You could be a handmaid or Jezebel. Which
exactly.
one?
I ain't gonna be no handmaid.
Thank you, Lynn, for help for making y'all read all those dystopia books because you'll be ready and set.
That's true.
I'm gonna go out and learn how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Right.
It makes you want to do archery. I actually looked into archery around the area.
I gotta do archery because it's the silent killer.
There is an archery place near us. I
know. I took archery all throughout high school. I'm pretty experienced. Although
I don't know
your high school isn't even in existence anymore, so
yeah,
it is online.
We got a Facebook group.
Okay, well, there's a real place that exists now that's close by us that we can go do archery.
Okay.
I know they have archery in Poosville too.
That's fine and good.
It's in Rockville.
I decided that I'm gonna be a Jezebel. So I don't need to be archery. No, an archery.
Oh my God! Wouldn't a Handmaid's Tale?
Always trying to be in the house. Always trying to be in the house.
What is happening?
I can't be a handmaid. I can't have babies.
You're gonna be Mora for a little while.
Mora.
That's what I'm saying, man. I can't have babies, and I ain't working in no field.
Your new name is Ruby.
Always trying to stay in the house.
Here we go.
All right.
Your new name is
Ruby. Rate this book to movie adaptation.
Yes, we are. I'm ready. This is Rhea, as you can see, and I'm going to give it a full glass.
That glass ain't full.
I can make it full real quick. It's been full a few times tonight. But yeah, it's going to get a full glass from me.
I agree. Full glass for me.
Full glass for me.
Full glass from Lynn.
That's gonna hold bottle. Ooh, wait. I thought that was just Jezebel. What's all that?
Exactly. Hope you guys enjoyed this version. We're going to try it again. This is our first one. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe on
Read, Watch, Wine on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and now on YouTube. Yeah.
Lynn, that red lipstick looks fabulous. Bring it close to the camera. Yeah.
Not frozen, Rhea.
On that note,
all right. Okay, I'm gonna officially stop recording now.